Hello, my good friends. It's Lukie at the Links, and I am here to give you another story time. Today, we're talking about King Kamehameha Golf Club in Maui. So, many people might go, how are we going to talk about this? How do we get on? Don't worry. Not just am I going to give you an assessment of the golf course, I'm also going to explain how anyone, at least for right now, can get on the golf course. So, watch my intro. Let me know if you like the intro. I pre-record videos. This is our second week in Hawaii. We got one more after this. Let's get to the story. So King Kamehameha, funny story. I played with these great guys, really fun guys at Wailea Emerald Golf Course the first time I went to Maui and visited. Really great group of guys, and I told them I played Plantation course and how awesome it was, and I was experiencing that course. They recommended King Kamehameha Golf Club and basically stated that it was the hardest golf course on Maui. I think that depends on the tees and the wind. So there's one thing that you need to know about this course, and then I'll explain how you can get on. The golf course is heavily dependent upon the wind. You drive outside of town, so it's between Lahaina and Wailea, I believe. I get the towns confused, but on the outskirts near the airport, you go, and then you're in the middle of nowhere, and then you go up a hill. There's a golf course that I'm forgetting the name that used to exist that basically got abandoned, and then you go up to King Kamehameha Golf Club, which the members just call King K. And King K is probably one of the top courses. In my opinion, it was the most replayable course that I played on the island, and it makes sense because it's a country club, right? So a country club course needs membership, and they need a course that you'd want to go back to and kind of be like, okay. So what makes it really enjoyable for me are various factors. So one thing that I really enjoyed is there's not a lot of people. As we'll go over right now, you have to pay for a member for the day. You go to their website. I'll link that in the bio to this video. Now I'll put on the screen what member for a day looks like. You have to actually ask them if they will give you a tee time. If they grant you a tee time, then there's a fee that comes with that, and that allows you to be a member of the golf club for one day. And it's kind of a neat little thing that they offer at the course. The course itself had some of the most interesting water features of any golf course in Hawaii. Wailea is a very manufactured, almost like track home Palm Springs golf course. It's a great, lush golf experience with the highest level conditions, but at times I am not as interested in the shots I'm hitting. Kapalua Plantation has both of those, where you're playing some of the most interesting holes I've played, and the conditions are amazing, but the price point doesn't match where I'm currently at in life. So that's a every special occasion, or I get to play golf one time in Hawaii as opposed to a couple of times. So this course kind of or I wouldn't say mirrors, but it's an in-between of those two courses, in which you get some of those interesting shots, some of those intriguing elevation changes. The downside is, for a lot of people, I think that what makes it hard is you have to hit into the wind, and hitting into the wind is very difficult, and it is not the most fun thing. So that, I think, is the knock on the course. For me personally, as I really enjoyed just the Frank Lloyd Wright the clubhouse. I love how confusing that is. The Dragon at Nakoma Resort has one, or a styled like one. And I love going to Frank Lloyd Wright clubhouses because I always get lost at Frank Lloyd Wright clubhouses. If you've ever been to one, leave a comment below. They're never easy to understand where you're supposed to enter at. So I enjoyed that just because of the sheer novelty of it. But also I just found it to be a very peaceful golf experience, because Maui golf often can be very busy because it's such a desirable place to be. Maui's awesome. So let's get into the footage, and then we'll get the final thoughts. Maybe I wasn't fair in talking about this, about how elegant it is, because I played it, and now looking back on the footage, I want to play it again. Look at how it has the elements of a country club. You can see the ocean from this hill, and you get that manufactured water feel, which I also like. This is just a standard hole. I can't remember what it is, but this hole really caught my eye. You have to hit over this water, so if you can't get the ball up, it's going to be a little tricky. But look at the natural beauty, or the manufactured beauty, I should say, of that little creek, and then the detail of the rock formation. Just absolutely photo porn right here. I love this type of stuff, and this is what King K offered for me. So just look at how that blends into the hole. It's just a nice, unique setting I really couldn't get enough of. I'm just like giving you more and more, but I loved the way they used water at this course. It was fantastic. I'm way too excited about this, way too excited. And then the views, etc. Now, that being said, if you notice, there's not a lot of room to miss. And by the way, there's wind. So this is going uphill. That tee box kind of goes back into it. This is what some of the fairway hazard, the bunkers, look like. You can take a gauge at the conditions and all that type of stuff. This is leading you back in. And then I guess I didn't take many photos on the back nine, which is disappointing, or maybe I didn't, because this looks like 18, but maybe it isn't 18. No, this is, I'm just an idiot. This is another one of those. This was playing into the wind, so this played super, super long, and that's always awesome. I think you're going to get to see me hit a ball possibly in the water. I hit into that water. Nah, you don't get to see it. That's disappointing. You guys would have loved to have seen me like hit a good 9-iron. So this is the creek element. It has really cool creeks running through it. What was that movie called? A river runs through it. This is like one of the apex mountains of just awesome creek golf, and it's in Hawaii. Now, if you want to be right on the ocean, it's not your deal. But if you want to be private and away from people and play cool golf holes that are tricky and Bermuda-y, this is probably your jam. Once again, good elevation changes and then water in front. I guess a comp, maybe a comparison, could be Indian Wells. And at this time, I was not playing a ton of golf, so I think we're going to see some really, really bad shots. So let's watch this, because I think I hit more than one here. And it's going to be pretty funny. So I think that might have been a hosel. So this will show you kind of like just how difficult this is, because I think I ran back to get another one. So let's watch this in real time and laugh at me. Look at the wind going. It looks like it's probably about 180. Yep, I'm going to get another ball. I'm like, dude, I'm a real country club guy. I'm going to pretend this is my second shot. This is just funny, because I hardly ever do this. And let's see, do I like this? It looks like I like it. Let's watch this in real time. Did I get it over? I remember the wind was howling. I remember that being like maybe a 4-iron 170, which is probably close to what I really hit it. So, and that's what I think makes wind hard, right? Is we all lie to ourselves and say that we hit clubs further than we do. Look at how narrow that approach is, though. So that's where it's the hardest course comes in. Is there's not like a lot of, hey, I'm just going to bail out short. I'm going to bail out left. I'm going to bail out right. It's very much you have to like execute and hit shots. And when the wind's up, I could definitely see it playing hard. Kind of plays like a European course, but it doesn't allow the European leeway. How cool is this final hole? So as you can tell, King Kamehameha is for a certain type of golfer. It's not for a novice golfer, but I don't think a novice golfer would pay this level of fee and also go to a country club level golf course. This is for a golfer that takes golf somewhat seriously or enjoys the game an awful lot and has the funds to go through with that. For me personally, one of the more interesting offerings in Maui, and I really hope that more people get an opportunity to play this course, because not just is it challenging, it's really, really fun. Even though there's intersecting holes, you just get so much different variety. It's more of a traditional golf course, I will say that. It's not as much a course that I would say uses the land to the fullest extent of its potential. I'm not sure if I'd say it's the hardest golf course per se. I think Plantation's a harder course if you play from a tee box that's hard for you. But I think every golf course is a hard golf course. I think Wailea Gold is a hard golf course. I think this golf course has the reputation for being hard because it's narrow in parts. It has penalty areas, forced carries, etc. with water, and wind comes into play. So this is our second week in Hawaii. Next week, get ready for week 3, in which I take you to Kapalua Bay Course.